गुड इवनिंग स्टूडेंट्स, आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग वेरी वेल. ओके, अगर आप भी कर रहे हो JKPSC की तैयारी, तो एज यू नो डेट वी हैव टू गो थ्रू विद वेरियस PYQs. ठीक है, तो हमें प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस को डिटेल स्टडी करना पड़ेगा, है ना. बिकॉज PYQs जो होते हैं वो शॉर्टकट होते हैं किसी भी एग्ज़ाम को क्रैक करने के लिए. एटलीस्ट आपको एक आइडिया मिल जाता है कि किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस जो है हमें देखने को मिलेंगे और किस तरह का सिलेबस आपके जो इस एग्ज़ाम के लिए आपको तैयार करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, तो इस वीडियो में मैं आपको कोशिश करूँगी कि 1 to 30 क्वेश्चंस को मैं सॉल्व करवाऊँ विद डिटेल डिस्कशन, एज वेल एज वी विल ऑल्सो कवर आवर सिलेबस. हम अपने सिलेबस को भी देखेंगे कि इसमें कौन कौन से राइटर्स आएंगे. तो इस अप्रोच के साथ हम चलेंगे. डेली जो है आपको यूट्यूब पे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर वीडियो मिलेगी. ठीक है, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद मी एंड प्लीज कनेक्ट विद मी टिल एंड. ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन से पहले हम देखेंगे कि व्हाट अबाउट द सिलेबस. आप कर रहे हो +2 10+2 इंग्लिश के लिए लेक्चरर की तैयारी, तो सिलेबस में क्या क्या आएगा. ओके, एज यू नो डेट हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर फ्रॉम चॉसर टू T.S. Eliot इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देर आर सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस जो किसके ऊपर आएंगे, हिस्ट्री ऑफ इंग्लिश लिटरेचर. बिल्कुल डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आपको इंग्लिश हिस्ट्री से आ सकता है. ठीक है, फर्स्ट थिंग. और हिस्ट्री कहाँ से शुरू करनी है हमें, मिडल एजेस से लेके T.S. Eliot तक. तो आपको एंग्लो सेक्सन एंग्लो नॉर्मन हिस्ट्री को नहीं उठाना है. हमें मिडिल एजेस से लेके मॉडर्न एजेस तक जो है हमें हिस्ट्री को कंप्लीट करना है. नेक्स्ट यू कैन सी लिटरेरी क्रिटिसिज्म विद पर्टिकुलर रेफरेंस टू एरिस्टोटल, कॉलरिज, आर्नल्ड एंड T.S. Eliot. हमें लिटरेरी क्रिटिसिज्म में स्पेसिफिक राइटर्स दे रखे हैं जिनमें से अगर आप सिलेबस देखोगे, आगे क्वेश्चन पेपर देखोगे, तो आप हैरान हो जाओगे कि सच्ची में डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन वहीं से आ रखे हैं. Okay, then we have English poetry and playwrights, dramatist with particular reference to William Shakespeare, John Milton, John Dryden, William Wordsworth, Byron, Shelley, Keats, Coleridge, G.B. Shaw, as well as Yeats and Eliot, T.S. Eliot. तो ये कुछ particular writers हैं, particular poets हैं, as well as they were playwrights, जिनके ऊपर हमें directly question मिलेंगे. Next we have fourth जो हमारा है वो है English fiction with particular reference to Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, Thomas Hardy, James Joyce and Graham Greene. इनके ऊपर भी आपको डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे. फिफ्थ हमारा है इंग्लिश एसे विद पर्टिकुलर रेफरेंस टू बेकन, एडिसन, लैम्ब एंड हैजलेट. एज यू नो कि इंग्लिश एसे भी एक पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन है जिसमें हमारे पास 4 जो मेन एसेइस्ट हैं इनके ऊपर क्वेश्चंस बनेंगे. देन वी हैव अप्लाइड ग्रामर. फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव preposition, आर्टिकल्स, एक्सुलरीज, नंबर्स एंड जेंडर्स, tenses and their sequences, usage of same words as different parts of speech. We have one word substitution, synonyms and antonyms as well as spelling. ठीक है, तो ये कुछ वर्क्स हैं जो हमें, ये कुछ आप बोल सकते हो दीज आर सम इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट्स जो हमें कवर करने हैं. आपका सिलेबस इतना है. लिटरेचर में आपको हिस्ट्री बहुत अच्छे तरीके से आनी चाहिए. अगर आपको हिस्ट्री जो है चौसर की एज से मॉडर्न एज तक आती है तो आपके मान लीजिए कि आपके 5-6 क्वेश्चंस आपके बिल्कुल सही जाएंगे. ठीक है, तो हिस्ट्री को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से कवर करना है हमें. देन वी हैव टू डू लिटरेरी क्रिटिसिज्म, फिर ड्रामा, पोइट्री एंड फिक्शन एंड ऐसे. ठीक है, सो दिस इज जस्ट यू कैन से ये आपका सिलेबस है. अब हम करेंगे PYQ की रिवीजन, देखेंगे कि किस तरह के क्वेश्चन बने हुए थे और किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस जो है मोस्ट एक्सपेक्टेड हैं जो आ सकते हैं. ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. जस्ट रीड द क्वेश्चन. द बैटल ऑफ फिलिपी अपीयर्स इन द प्ले. कौन से प्ले में बैटल ऑफ फिलिपी जो है वो आई आपको देखने को मिली है. वी हैव 4 ऑप्शंस, ओथेलो, जूलियस सीजर, मैकबेथ एंड किंग लियर. तो आपको मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखना है कि कौन से प्ले की ये ऑप्शन हो सकती है, कौन से प्ले में बैटल ऑफ फिलिपी आपको देखने को मिली है. ओके, जस्ट टेल मी. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू नो, हमें ये पता होना चाहिए, वी मस्ट नो दैट दीज 4 प्लेज वर रिटन बाय, किसने लिखे हैं ये प्ले? दीज वर रिटन बाय विलियम शेक्सपियर. ओके, तो विलियम शेक्सपियर ने ये प्लेज लिखे हैं. और बैटल ऑफ फिलिपी अपीयर्स इन प्ले जूलियस सीजर. In which act? In act number 5, scene number 1 to 3rd as the climax of the play. Okay, so this battle is appeared in play Julius Caesar when Brutus and Caesius face Octavius and Antony in a tense confrontation. The battle begins with fierce exchanges, but miscommunication and bad omens plague Brutus and Caesius. Okay, so you must have to know that battle of Philippi किस में आएगी? जूलियस सीजर में. ओके, ओथेलो में बैटल ऑफ फिलिपी की कोई भी हमारे पास जो है वो रेफरेंस नहीं है, मैकबेथ में नहीं है, किंग लियर में नहीं है. ओके, हाँ जी, हेलो हेलो हेलो. यस, वेरी गुड अशफक, जूलियस सीजर, शाबाश. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखिए. हु थॉट ऑफ इडिपस कॉम्प्लेक्स एज the reason for delay in Hamlet? As you know that there is Oedipus complex. Oedipus complex किसने propound किया था? Who coined the theory of Oedipus complex? Sigmund Freud. Okay, तो क्वेश्चन है who thought of Oedipus complex as the reason for delay in Hamlet? किसने बोला था कि Hamlet जो है प्ले उसमें Oedipus complex है कारण डिले का. ठीक है, सो वी हैव 4 ऑप्शन: विल्सन नाइट, स्विनबर्न, ब्रैडली, अर्नेस्ट जोन्स. So the right answer is Ernest Jones. Why? You can read Ernest Jones, a follower of Sigmund Freud, जिसने ये theory दी थी Oedipus complex, expanded on Freud's theory and apply the Oedipus complex to Hamlet. Okay, suggesting that Hamlet's delay in avenging his father's death stems from his unconscious desire for his mother Gertrude. Okay, so Oedipus complex जो है, who thought of Oedipus complex as a reason for delay in Hamlet was Ernest Jones. Okay, and you must have to know one thing: Hamlet was always in confusion to be or not to be, to be or not to be. Okay, one of the famous dialogue of Hamlet and his famous soliloquy, to be or not to be. Okay, so you must have to know this, follower of Sigmund Freud. Yes, Hamlet is a tragedy of love, ambition, indecisiveness, jealousy. Good evening, Vishali. Just try to solve this question. Hamlet is a tragedy of love, ambition, indecisiveness, jealousy. मैंने आपको अभी बताया है थर्ड क्वेश्चन में, Hamlet was in dilemma to be or not to be. So he was not able to make any of the decision. So Hamlet is a tragedy of indecisiveness. When a person is not able to make any decision, he or she is in dilemma. So Hamlet was also in dilemma to be or not to be. So this is a tragedy of indecisiveness. Okay, जिसमें कोई decision ना कर पाए. Clear? Next question. Which one of the following is an elegy? Which one of the following? No, jealousy नहीं है, jealousy नहीं है. Jealousy तो बच्चे होगा ओथेलो में. Othello is a tragedy of jealousy. Okay, Hamlet is a tragedy of indecisiveness. हाँ जी, which one of the following is an elegy? First of all, you must know what is elegy. Elegy is a genre A poem that is written on the death of someone. Okay, so elegy is the poem that is written on the death of someone. Mourning song, you can say mourning song. mourning, poem. So you have to tell me option. Right answer is clear. ठीक है, Comus, Lycidas, Allegro, none of this. So Lycidas is right option here. Lycidas is an elegy written by, किसने लिखी है Lycidas? Very good. Who wrote? John Milton. John Milton. Okay, Lycidas is an elegy. ठीक है, that is written in 1637. Milton wrote it to mourn over the death of his beloved friend Edward. ठीक है, मिल्टन ने किसकी डेथ के ऊपर लिखी? एडवर्ड की डेथ के ऊपर उन्होंने लिखी थी. He was his close friend. So he wrote this elegy on the death of Edward King. Clear? हाँ जी, good. चलो next question. Milton's Comus is an absurd play, a short play, an elegy, a masque. आप एक चीज एक नोट करोगे आप कि एक राइटर के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको पूछे गए हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव डन विद जॉन मिल्टन नाउ. अभी किया हमने जॉन मिल्टन का एक क्वेश्चन और सेकंड क्वेश्चन भी उनकी पोएम में से ही आ गया. सो इसका आंसर दो बच्चे. मिल्टन्स कॉमस इज एन एब्सर्ड प्ले फेसिंग द ट्रियम्फ ऑफ प्योरिटी एंड रीजन ओवर सेंसुअल इंडल्जेंस. ठीक है, सो ये एक मास्क है. It is a masque. Very good. Very good, Renu. Okay. Try to solve next question. Then again from Milton. John Milton से ही next question है. Milton's Aeropagitica is a sonnet, an epic, a plea for the freedom of press, a play. So you must have to remember this point that Milton wrote Aeropagitica. It was a plea for the freedom of press. Okay, Milton's Aeropagitica is powerful prose work advocating for freedom of speech and against censorship of printing press. Okay, and it emphasizes on the importance of open discourse and liberty for speech. Okay, in this work Milton claimed that government should not be allowed to punish individual simply because they printed. That was not censored by government. ठीक है, तो उनका कहना था कि we must have freedom of speech. So it was a plea for freedom of the press. Clear? हाँ जी, great. Ashfaq, good. Very good. Next question देखिए. Who is a hero of Paradise Regained? We have information about Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is written by John Milton. Paradise Regained is also written by John Milton. But we must have to know that who was the hero of Paradise Regained. Paradise Regained का hero कौन है और था? Christ, Satan, Puritan Church, none of these. Yes, Ashfaq, please answer this question. Ashfaq, answer this question please. Who is the hero of Paradise Regained? Jesus Christ, Satan, यस, कौन है? जीसस क्राइस्ट इज हीरो ऑफ पैराडाइज रीगेन्ड. एंड हु इज हीरो ऑफ पैराडाइज लॉस्ट? सेटन और क्राइस्ट? बताइए. शाबाश रेनू, गुड. हु इज हीरो ऑफ पैराडाइज लॉस्ट? सेटन और क्राइस्ट? रेनू, आई वांट आंसर फ्रॉम यू. जी, इनका आंसर तो बिल्कुल सही है. पैराडाइज रिगेन्ड के हीरो हैं जीसस क्राइस्ट. बट आई एम आस्किंग हु इज द हीरो ऑफ पैराडाइज लॉस्ट? जस्ट चेक इट, okay, and tell me who is the hero of paradise lost. Okay, just think about this question. What is the theme of paradise regained? What is the theme of paradise regained? paradise regained का theme क्या है? Very good. Satan is hero of paradise lost. शाबाश जी. हाँ जी, 9th क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कीजिए. यस, जॉन, वेरी गुड. भट्ट जॉन, शाबाश. राइट, करेक्ट आंसर. यस, प्लीज सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन आल्सो. जी विशाली, व्हाट इज द थीम ऑफ पैराडाइज रिगेन्ड? What according to you can be answer? Fall of man, upliftment of man, praise of Puritan. Puritan होगा यहाँ पे, misspelled है ये word. Puritan church, the temptation of Jesus Christ. Yes, tell me. Upliftment of man. Okay. The temptation of Jesus Christ. Upliftment of man will be a theme of paradise regained or temptation of Jesus Christ. D option is correct here. Temptation of Jesus Christ. Okay, next देखो अब. What do allegro and il penseroso mean? The A, cheerful man. B, the playhouse. C, the pensive man. D, A and C respectively. Yes. Allegro and Il Penseroso are companion poem written by John Milton. John Milton's Allegro and Il Penseroso are companion poems that contrast two perspectives on life. Allegro celebrates the joys of mirth, nature and lively pleasure, while Il Penseroso reflects on the virtues of melancholy, solitude, contemplation. So, right answer is A and C. Allegro means cheerful man, il penseroso means the pensive man. So the right answer is D. Clear? Okay. Try to solve this question. Honest criticism and sensitive appreciation are directed not upon the poet but upon the poetry. Who said this? R.S. Crane, I.A. Richards, M. Arnold, T.S. Eliot. हाँ जी. Honest criticism and sensitive appreciation are direct not upon the poet but upon the poetry. Who said this? R.S. Crane, I.A. Richards, M. Arnold, Matthew Arnold, or T.S. Eliot? Yes, you are correct. But in which essay he wrote it? कौन से essay में T.S. Eliot ने ये बात बोली है? Honest criticism and sensitive appreciation. In which essay he wrote it? Tradition and individual talent. C. He is T.S. Eliot. Okay. So in his essay, Tradition and Individual Talent, he stated this line. Okay. Yes, the phrase willing suspension of disbelief was coined by William Wordsworth, T.S. Eliot, Coleridge और लास्ट में आप आर्नोल्ड मान लीजिए. It's okay, John. Try to do next question, please. It's okay. Phrase willing suspension of disbelief coined by Wordsworth, Eliot, Coleridge or Arnold. This is very, very easy. What we all are doing in these days. वही है suspension of disbelief. Suspension of disbelief was coined by S.T. Coleridge, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. As you can see the picture, this is not real. For example, you are just scrolling the reels. Okay? Real life. There is a wide difference between real life and real life. But we are enjoying real life. We know that this is not real. Despite of its fakeness, we just enjoying real life. That is called suspension of disbelief. Because we are enjoying it. That's why we are just scrolling down the reels. Okay? So suspension of disbelief. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, John. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Next question karo. Who propounds the touchstone method? Who propounds the touchstone method? John Dryden, P.B. Shelley, Alexander Pope, Matthew Arnold. Touchstone method. Who propounds the touchstone method? Touchstone method was propounded by Matthew Arnold. Right answer is Matthew Arnold. Touchstone method was propounded by Matthew Arnold. Okay. In this method, what critics did? They just picked up classical paragraphs, you can say, or statements and compare them with contemporary writings. So this is called touchstone method. And they evaluate the quality of contemporary period. Okay, they just picked up the classical statement, classical reference, and compared them with contemporary writings, and just to check, just to evaluate the quality of contemporary work. So this is called touchstone method, and it was propounded by Matthew Arnold. Okay, is it clear? जी बिल्कुल सही है. Yes, movies are a best example of suspension of disbelief. Good. Okay, but one thing more, please connect with me at this time, particularly at 5 PM sharp. ठीक है, there will be live. हम जो नेक्स्ट 30 क्वेश्चंस हैं उनको सोल्व करेंगे. तो आई होप आप सारे कनेक्ट करोगे. ओके, लेट्स मूव टू नेक्स्ट थिंग. अब इसको देखो, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग, पहले आप इसको सोल्व कीजिए. Who among the following believes that poetry is the antithesis of science? किसको ये लगता था, कौन ये लगता है, मीन्स मान सकते हो आप कि पोइट्री इज द एंटीथेसिस ऑफ साइंस? आर्नल्ड, एलियट, कोलरिज, कीट्स. यस, हाँ जी, बट जॉन यू आर वेरी, यू कैन से to the point. Good. They took some reference points from classicals. Yes. Hanji, question number 15. Who among the following believes that poetry is antithesis of science? Arnold, Eliot, Coleridge, Keats. As you can see, the statement poetry is the antithesis of science reflects the view that poetry relies on imagination, emotion, and subjective experience, while science is grounded in reason, logic, and objective observation. As I want to tell you one thing, that there was an age, Augustan age. I think you all know about Augustan age. Augustan age is also known as age of reason, age of logic. Okay, so after Augustan age, romantic age appeared. We can say romantic age was strong reaction against Augustan age. So what according to you could say poetry is antithesis of science? कौन बोल सकता है ये? मैंने एक हिंट दे दिया आपको. S.T. Coleridge said these words, that poetry is the antithesis of science, because S.T. Coleridge belonged to romantic age. Basically, romantic age was reaction against Augustan age, age of reason. That's why he said poetry is antithesis of science. Okay, poetry is far, far, far away from science and logic. Poetry is just imagination. ठीक है? Next question. Who defined poetry as a hyper semanticized version of language? There is a spelling error. Semanticized होगा. Semanticized version of language. Dryden, Eliot, Shelley, none of these. हाँ जी बताइए. The right answer is none of these. Okay, none of them have given the theory, given the definition of poetry as a hyper semanticized version of language. The definition, this definition was given by Roman Jacobian. ठीक है, it was given by Roman Jacobson, who was well renowned linguist. Okay, so he gave this idea. The idea of poetry as a hyper semanticized version of language suggested that poetry intensifies and enriches language through layered meanings, through layered symbolism and creative expression. Unlike ordinary language, poetry uses rhythm, metaphor, imagery to evoke deeper emotions and responses. It made every word and structure significant. So here he would like to say that there is a strong difference between poetry language and normal common language. ओके, पोइट्री में क्या क्या होता है? पोइट्री में क्रिएटिविटी होती है, पोइट्री में रिदम होती है, पोइट्री में मीटर होता है, मेटाफर्स होते हैं जो पोइट्री को यूनिक क्रिएशन बनाते हैं. ठीक है, सो दिस term, this definition was given by Roman Jacobson. रेनू इसको करेक्ट करो. रोमन जैकोब्सन इज आंसर. Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra is based on Lodge, Rosalind, Thomas Lodge. Who was Thomas Lodge? Do you know? Who was Thomas Lodge? Rosalind work के राइटर लॉज कौन थे? Thomas Lodge was great university wit. Okay, university wit थे वो Thomas Lodge. हाँ जी, अब बताना है आपको that Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra is based on Lodge, Rosalind, Plutarch's Lives, Promos and Cassandra, none. So right option is Plutarch's Lives. Plutarch's Lives was based on Roman and Grecian lives. Okay, so Shakespeare brought this idea of Antony and Cleopatra from Plutarch's Lives. Antony and Cleopatra, who was heroine and who was hero in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra. Antony was, you can say, brave soldier of Rome. Cleopatra was queen of Egypt. Queen of Egypt. Okay. He was Roman military, you can say Roman military leader. Okay. While Cleopatra was queen of Egypt. Ji, shabash, very good. Yes. I am happy that you all are answering. Very good. Yes, the sea battle of Actium. As you can see, this is a second question that is based on battle. The sea battle of Actium takes place in the play. Okay, if you read four great tragedies of William Shakespeare, that is named, you can say, as Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, so you must know the answer. ओथेलो में ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, कोई बैटल नहीं है. ओके, सो द राइट आंसर इज एंटनी एंड क्लियोपेट्रा. इन play Antony and Cleopatra, there was a sea battle of Actium. The battle of Actium is depicted as a pivotal moment, marks the downfall of Antony's fortune and his ultimate submission to fate and love. Okay, so this battle was appeared in Antony and Cleopatra. जी हाँ जी, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which play of Shakespeare has been regarded as one of the Shakespeare's most assured artistic successes by T.S. Eliot? Coriolanus, Hamlet, The Tempest, The Comedy of Errors. So Shakespeare wrote Coriolanus, okay, that is also considered as his Roman play. ओके जिसको हम रोमन प्ले की कैटेगरी में भी लगा देते हैं. एंटनी एंड क्लियोपेट्रा इसमें आएगा, जूलियस सीजर इसमें आएगा, एज वेल एज कोरियोलेनस इज आल्सो इन्वॉल्वड इन रोमन प्लेस. सो T.S. Eliot regarded Coriolanus as one of the Shakespeare's most assured artistic successes. Eliot praised the play for its structural integrity, psychological depth, but its exploration and political and personal conflicts. So T.S. Eliot, आप बोल सकते हो, on the high note he praised Coriolanus, okay, and he denoted that this is Shakespeare's masterpiece. Okay. No, Renu, you are wrong here. Hamlet नहीं है, Coriolanus. जी, next question. Which character of Shakespeare said, "The courtiers, the soldiers, the scholars' eye, tongue and sword"? हाँ जी, राइट आंसर बताइए. Which character of Shakespeare has courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue and sword respectively? किस कैरेक्टर के डायलॉग हैं ये और किसके लिए बोले गए हैं? जिसने बोला है that he is courtiers eye, soldiers tongue, soldiers sword and scholars eye. ठीक है, बताइए. King Lear, Othello, Hamlet. So this is the finest dialogue of Ophelia. Who was Ophelia? Lover of Hamlet. She said these words in praise of Hamlet when she was mourning, when she was just in, you can say, pain, and she uttered these words. ठीक है, so these words are uttered by Ophelia in Hamlet. Ophelia कौन थी? Hamlet की lover, beloved of Hamlet. Yes, next question जल्दी से solve करते हैं. Which country does Shakespeare's Hamlet belong to? Denmark, England, Scotland, France. So this is very you can say easy question. बहुत easy question है ये. और आपको जब आप ये play पढ़ोगे, जब आप ये drama पढ़ोगे, तो आपको beginning में ही पता चल जाएगा that Hamlet was prince of Denmark. This is also Denmark. जो आपको पीछे view दिख रहा है, this is also from Denmark. Okay, so Hamlet belonged to Denmark. Who is among the earliest refuters of Plato's objection to poetry? His own pupil, his own student, Aristotle. Aristotle was Plato's pupil, student. So Aristotle was earliest refuters of Plato's objections to poetry. Okay. John, just no, Hamlet is just his success, artistic success. Just check it once. Yes. Who said tragedy imitates men as better and comedy as worse than they really are. Who said these words? Tragedy imitates man as better and comedy as worse than they really are. As you know, the differentiation between tragedy and comedy was given by Aristotle in his Poetics. In Poetics, he differentiated tragedy and comedy. So he said, tragedy is imitation of serious action. Okay, so he said that tragedy is imitation of serious action, comedy is imitation of humorous action. Okay, so this was said by Aristotle. Tragedy belongs to noble character. Okay, and comedy belongs to humorous character. Aristotle जी, वेरी गुड. जोन बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने, गुड. The primary imagination differs from secondary imagination as per Coleridge distinction. Biography literaria की एक statement है when he differentiated two imagination, primary imagination and secondary imagination. So what is main difference? Only in the degree, in the methods of its operation, in the kind of its agency, both A and B. This is 24th question and this question is for you. You guys will reply me in comment section what will be right answer of it. If you have read Biographia Literaria, you must know the answer that what is major classification between primary imagination and secondary imagination. Only in degree, in method of its operation, in the kind of its agency, both A and B. So the next question we have, this question is for you. You will tell me the answer tomorrow. Okay, I will ask you definitely. Hanji, next question. The chorus in T.S. Eliot's play Mother in the Cathedral consists of women of Canterbury, priests of Canterbury, men of Canterbury, the servants of Thomas Becket. Servants of Thomas Becket नहीं होगा, priest of Canterbury भी नहीं है. आपको पीछे बैकग्राउंड में क्या दिख रहा है? Women of Canterbury. So chorus किससे बनी हुई थी? The women of Canterbury. These women represented common people, ठीक है, common class. हाँ जी, next, who was the view that Chaucer has no high seriousness? So it was viewed by Matthew Arnold in his The Study of Poetry that Chaucer, that study of poetry में उसने बोला हाई सीरियसनेस चौसर के पास नहीं है. व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ हाई सीरियसनेस? हाई सीरियसनेस मीन्स क्वालिटी ऑफ मोरल ग्रेविटी, profound reflection such as in Homer and Milton. And he thought, Arnold thought that Chaucer was not having these kind of qualities like moral gravity and profound reflection. ठीक है, and he thought that Homer and Milton were having it. Clear? So Arnold claimed it that Chaucer has no high seriousness. Yes, correct. Very good, Nadia. Shabash. Hanji, who among the following said Shelley is a beautiful and ineffectual angel beating in the void his luminous wings in vain? Lamb, Keats, Arnold, Eliot. हाँ जी बोलिए. Shelley is beautiful, ineffectual angel. Who said these words? Shelley, sorry, Lamb, Charles Lamb, Keats, Arnold, Matthew Arnold stated this statement. He said this in his essay, Essays in Criticism. He stated that Shelley is a beautiful and ineffectual angel beating in the void his luminous wings in vain. ठीक है. हाँ जी. नेक्स्ट देखो, इन विच essay does Arnold define poetry as criticism of life? In which essay Arnold define poetry as criticism of life? We have done it already. Study of poetry. In study of poetry, he defined poetry as criticism of life. Okay? हाँ जी. एक इंटरेस्टिंग सा क्वेश्चन कर लेते हैं, फिर हम बाकी क्वेश्चन हम कल करेंगे इसी टाइम पीरियड पे. विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ वाज बोर्न इन 1770, 1771, 1769. बताइए. William Wordsworth was born in 1770, 1771, 1768, 1769. इसलिए मैं बोल रही हूँ that history part is very important. Directly question आगे आप देखोगे ना बच्चे, वो मैंने skip नहीं किए हैं, हम कल करेंगे उन questions को वहीं से start. ठीक है. जो जो आज हमने छोड़े हैं, दिस इज जस्ट एन इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन, तो इसलिए मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ कि बताइए विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ का जन्म कब हुआ. हम कल वहीं से शुरू करेंगे. ठीक है रेनू, कल वहीं से करेंगे. यस, ही वॉज बोर्न इन 1770. एंड रोमांटिसिज्म कहाँ से, रोमांटिक एज कहाँ से स्टार्ट होती है? 1798. ओके, तो आपको इस एज के ऊपर बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन बन के आ सकते हैं. एंड one age is very significant, that was restoration age as well as Caroline age. तो उसको भी आपको देख के आना पड़ेगा because directly question वहाँ से बनते हैं. and your doubt was in, आपका एक डाउट था पैराडाइज रीगेन्ड में, है ना. so I will check it once and I will tell you tomorrow for sure that what will be the right answer of it. ठीक है. पैराडाइज रीगेन का थीम क्या है मैं आपको कल बताऊंगी. यस, कल इसी टाइम पे हम फिर मिलते हैं. थैंक यू सो वेरी मच दोज हु हैव ज्वाइंड. आई होप यू एंजॉयड वेरी वेल, है ना. थैंक यू. ओके, होप टू मीट यू वेरी सून. थैंक यू. ओके सोनाली, श्योर श्योर श्योर. Okay बच्चे, thank you. And please do your homework as I will ask you tomorrow the question.